Greetings YouTube, Alain Unleashed back at you from right here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, right here in Grove Zone 8B in Tifton, Georgia. And in this evening's quick video YouTube, we're going to be potting several of the orange apricot Coleus cuttings that we took from our orange apricot Coleus plant in our front yard garden extended grow area about 12 days ago. We're also going to be doing the same thing with a few of our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings that we took from our mint chocolate Coleus cutting plant in our front yard garden extended grow area on the same day. If you guys been watching the video series on these cuttings, you guys realized that about 3 days ago we brought you an update video that showed you guys the rooting progress that our cuttings had made at that time. At this time, and during that video, we lost the second half of our video footage during that video YouTube. At this time, I'm going to swing this camera around for you guys and show you the progress of what's going on with our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings and also our orange apricot Coleus cuttings as I prepare to pot these cuttings. Take a look at this YouTube. Here we have just a basic brand of potting mix here YouTube. Here we have several 3.5 inch square containers here and a couple of our large containers here. Here we have over here YouTube both our orange apricot Coleus cuttings and our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings. They're all fully rooted at this time YouTube. I'm going to show you guys that as I pull a few of these cuttings from these containers. I've already potted up 2 of our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings plants. I'm going to show you guys what those look like right quick before I get this video started. Here's our first one YouTube. Isn't she lovely? Look at nice in that little 3.5 inch container YouTube. Here's our second one, looking fantastic as well. For those of you guys who we promised a few of these promised one of these plants after we rooted these plants, that same offer still stands. We have you guys information already. We will be contacting you guys after this video. What we're basically doing YouTube is filling our 3.5 inch square containers roughly about halfway up with soil. We're not packing that soil out in any containers at all. As you guys can see, this soil is very, very, very moist. So after we plant these cuttings, we will not be watering these cuttings in. There's absolutely no need for that YouTube. What I'm going to do right now is get my tripod set up so I can go hands-free with you guys, show you guys what some of the roots look like on some of these cuttings, and then we're going to go ahead and get some of these cuttings potted up YouTube. Hang tight. Alright YouTube, we're back. What I'm basically going to do is show you guys how I go about actually potting one, maybe 2 of these rooted cuttings. I'm not going to bore you guys with the entire process of potting all of these cuttings, but I will bring you guys back at the end of this video and show you what all of the cuttings that we do actually pot today look like once we have them potted in their new containers. I'm going to start off with one of our orange apricot Coleus cuttings YouTube, since we already have a couple of our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings already planted. Before I get started, I'm going to bring this glass up close to the camera and show you guys the tremendous amount of roots that our cuttings now have on them, all of them YouTube. And as we told you guys, if you watched those previous 2 videos in this series, you know the majority of these roots are up near the surface of this container where the water pressure is the lowest. If you didn't watch those 2 previous videos in this series YouTube, pause this video right now, scroll down to the description beneath this video, watch the first video in this series, watch the second video in this series, and then come back and watch the conclusion to this video. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and pull all of our orange apricot Coleus cuttings out of this container. I'm going to bring these guys up again close to the camera so you can see the root system on these cuttings YouTube. Now you can see all of our orange apricot Coleus cuttings, short or long, all have roots on them. The ones that are long though have the majority of their roots again up near the surface of the water where the water pressure was the lowest YouTube. We told you guys that in one of our big cutting rooting videos that we started prior to this Coleus cutting video YouTube. If you guys watch that video, you know that what we said in that video also has been proven true by what you see here in this video. What we're going to do right now YouTube is start with a couple of our shorter Coleus cuttings YouTube. And what we're going to do, I'm going to bring this back close to the camera and show you guys the root system on it already. This guy's ready to be planted. We're going to remove the older, larger leaves that aren't so healthy. We told you our Coleus cuttings would actually shed some leaves, and some of the leaves would dry up and die off and all of that stuff. And as you can see in this video, that's exactly what is happening. So we're going to remove those less healthy leaves, and go ahead and get our Coleus cuttings planted up. And what we've basically been doing, YouTube, is taking our Coleus cuttings, depending upon their length, and holding them suspended over our containers that we're going to plant them in, so that our root system won't be crowded down in one big lump down in the bottom of our containers. And what we're doing is holding our Coleus cuttings suspended over our containers and adding soil around the roots. We put a couple of scoops of soil in our containers, YouTube. As you can see, I'm not actually pressing this soil down around the roots with my fingers or anything as I fill these containers with soil. I'm going to come back with my smaller, trusty Scuttles planting tool here and add a small amount of soil to my container here, YouTube. I'm going to use my tool here to spread it out a little bit. Kind of poke it down in there a little bit, YouTube, but we won't be packing this soil down hard around the roots of our plants. Again, this soil is very moist, so we will not, YouTube, we will not be watering our cuttings in after we plant them, YouTube. There's absolutely no need for that. If you guys know anything about Coleus cuttings, you know that you can plant Coleus cuttings directly from after being cut from a Coleus plant directly in more soil. You don't have to go through the whole rooting process and water. They'll root. They'll struggle a bit more if you plant them directly in soil, but they will root, YouTube. All you got to do is plant them in more soil, place your container in a cool, shady area, and they will root, YouTube. So again, basically what we're doing is not placing our cuttings in the bottom of our container. We're holding our cuttings suspended above our half-filled containers and then adding soil around the roots of our cuttings, YouTube. That's basically all we're doing. And again, we started with very, very, very moist soil, YouTube, so we will not be watering these cuttings in after we plant them, YouTube. That's basically all we're doing, YouTube. Again, we're not going to bore you guys with the process of getting the cutting that we're actually going to plant today planted, but we will bring you guys back in about 5, maybe 10 minutes and show you what they look like in their new containers. Hang tight, YouTube. All right, YouTube, we're back. And as you can see, this is what our orange apricot and our mint chocolate Coleus cuttings are looking like in their 3.5-inch containers here, YouTube. In our larger containers, because you guys can see, I'm bring this up closer to the camera. We did a combination on these containers here where we put one orange apricot Coleus and one mint chocolate Coleus in the same container. They look fantastically well here, YouTube. For all of you guys and gals that we promise a fully rooted Coleus cutting, you will receive one of these cuttings. We can't promise you whether you will receive a mint chocolate or an orange apricot Coleus, but you will receive one of these cuttings. And if you haven't already contacted us, and I'll leave a comment in the description, in the comment section beneath this video, YouTube, or email us at thegreenthumbgardeningchannel@gmail.com if you haven't already given us your shipping information, and we will within the next week or so get one of these cuttings in the mail to you. Thanks for watching, and if indeed you currently are watching this video on potting rooted mint chocolate Coleus cuttings and orange apricot Coleus cuttings, and you're not already subscribed to the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, please indeed take this moment to put that subscribe button beneath this video, that like button, that notification button, and be sure, YouTube, be sure to share this video with your friends and family as well. Yeah, YouTube, yeah, our now fully rooted mint chocolate and orange apricot Coleus plants. Thanks for watching.